here we can see that we start with void main. The execution, yeah, Harshita, may know. Okay. So as you can see, this is one of the sample C codes. The C code when you when you write, this is the perfect syntax. Here I, J, N, and K are basic variables of integer data type, and scanf is integer. Integer is one such data type which defines the type of data which we can store in the four variables. There are other data types like float, double, char, other stuff. Integer defines the complete set of whole integers which range from minus 127 to plus 128. That means I can only take values of minus 127 to plus 128. Others you have to add are stuff like long or short depending upon the size of the integer you add. So it's like when I declare this particular syntax I comma j, int I comma j, you can store values like the minus 127 to plus 128. It is the same for n and k. When you go for like stuff like this float k or float a, you can store decimal values. Float a or float b. These a and b deal with decimal values with a small scope. If you want to increase the size of the float, you add double. The difference between float and double is the size. I mean, float can accommodate less size, double can do that with large type. When you go for other data types like char or other stuff, character deals with large single A, B, C. Those are the characters. Anything other than numericals is known as characters or characters, and collection of these characters is known as string. So when you go across this variable scanf is used to take input from the user. This makes a kind of dynamic in nature other than like this. See, n is equals to 5 means you are like initializing it at the time of declaration. Therefore, it becomes static. Why static? Because you cannot modify it further. But when you make scanf keep scanf, it is generally it makes it dynamically because the user can give input whatever he wants and this program runs successfully. This can these two are the loops. Like the for loop is generally the loop. We use for loop to repeat a certain set of conditions. Here if you see, I'm repeating this whole set for n time. For suppose if you give n is equals to 5, like for you give if n is equals to 5, this whole block repeats itself 5 times. But this is because we are running it from one. This is a syntax where this part is known as the initialization. This part is known as the comparison, and this part is known as the increment or decrement. This is the basic syntax of for loop. This makes the loop run for 5 times. If you know this, I is in generally I is in integer type, and therefore we are assigning it to 1 and comparing it with another integer type n. Sometimes if we can run this without this step, if we declare it like this, and hence this is initialized here. This since the initialization is done is not there, the compiler checks for the variable used over here. Since it is the I is generally looked before by the compiler and check for the value. Here, since I is 1, it is taken as 1. And since n is a variable which takes an input as 5, and therefore, since 1 is less than 5, this whole code is executed. And once this code is executed, I is incremented by 1. And therefore I becomes 2. then it checks for is 2 less I less than n. 2 is I is 2, therefore it is checked that 2 is less than 5, true, then therefore it keeps on executing until I exceeds 5. That is, if when I equals 6, it breaks. One such syntax, you can actually do this also. When we do this, since I is 1, here since nothing is declared, if this loop continuously iterates continuously for infinite number of times without generating any error. You this is if you want this is this is here. This is one way to print. See, this is what happens here. Since here we are giving input n as 5, and see, as you can see, this is continuously running, which generates infinite loop. This is one of the values there. We can do the same with this also. As you can, this is also one infinite loop. Generally, we refer this as the inner for loop and this as the outer for loop. As you can see this, I have nested in it, and therefore we call it as nested loops. This is nested loops. So this is just the this is one such place where we generally do it for repeating statements. One other statement which we use for repeating statement is while loop. While loop is another statement which we use to loop. Here while loop we generally pass in a condition, and this loop executes completely until this condition is broken. Since I have given this word true, this value is unchanged, and therefore this runs infinitely. As you can see, ASD, some random string I'm printing. This generally should run. This generally should run infinite time because we are not changing this thing at all. Build run. See, as you can see, this generally runs continuously because this value we are not actually updating it. So this code completely executes on and on and on. Actually, printf and scanf are generally the terms which we use to take input and display output. These both come under the standard libraries, standard input and output of stdio.h, which helps us to is a predefined library set which generally helps us to run the code. It also provides various other base library for classes like int, float, double, and all stuff. This is a syntax for taking input from the as an integer. Percentile D indicates it is the integer type. For float it is f, and for double it is percentile. Float is f, and if you wanna keep it as I said before, long if you want to increase it for long, you can use LD LD to indicate it as long integer. This generally takes input as long integer and runs over here. While we may ask condition when we have to use while and when we have to use for. While is generally used for cases like when you do not know the number of iterations. I mean, how many times if you want to repeat your code, if you don't know that, you go for while. And if you know the number of iterations on which you have to execute your code, you go for. I mean, I don't know, like while k equal to 0, k not equal to 0, this generally statement is a comparison operator. comparison operator is like equal to, or these generally comparison operators like not equal to or equal to, or those are equal to, greater than, less than, or known as comparison operator. They generally return a boolean expressions like true or false. Here we are comparing k to 0, a constant 0, and saying that if k not equal to 0, execute the whatever operations I perform under this value. And this is one of the example. This is one operation. So here I'm initializing k with n, and therefore n is whatever the input the user gives in. Whatever input the user gives in, that value is taken as k. So if you wanna, uh, this I don't know how many times I should run, but this makes me, I don't know what is the value of k. So I cannot, define number of iterations which I have to run, print ASD, how many iterations I have to print. So I'm using while loop. This make, see, 1 second, small error, one extra parenthesis. See, this is one statement like I have given 5 and it is undergoing 5 iterations. If I give again 6, n value as 6, it goes for 6 iterations. Therefore, this is not dependent upon the, this is dependent, but I don't know, dependent on the value of n, but I don't know how many iterations it should run. So this is one such cases. If I know the number of iterations I will be running, like I equals 1, I less than 5, I plus plus. This is the case where I know the number of iterations, that is 5, and therefore I'm using for loop. This is one such case. When we go for, as you know, this k and n are all are variables, we can't actually define what is what. And therefore it can accommodate any number of terms. Like you can, now I can actually, k is equal to 1. When we now test the program, initially here the variables I, j, n and k are created. I, j, n and k are created, and here the n is initialized. So this is the one difference between a variable and a constant. Variables can actually be updated like I have done here, but constants cannot be changed. The keyword which we use to make it constant is this. This makes the variable I and j constant and therefore can't be modified at all. That means if I save and run, I can't actually iterate this for loop because I value keeps on incrementing over here and therefore can't be executed. This is one such difference between variable and constant. This is as you can see, I have explained here for the different loops and the concept of variables and for constants. As previously I said that the C is a function oriented language. This main is a function, as you can see, and the C code main is a function, and whatever the code is executed starts from here. Whatever the code we do right, actually we do right in functions. Main is one such keyword, and keyword where we write the compiler. When we compile the C code, the compiler first looks for this keyword main, because the compiler should know where to start. And in C language, it is predefined that the compilation should start from main. Therefore, the ambiguity of the compiler is reduced, and therefore tries to search first start the execution from the main. as you know, like whatever function you write, it should be predefined with whatever the function it is returning. Main here I declared void. Void means basically null, right? So as you can see, there is no return statement like this. Return, this indicates, this statement indicates that whether I'm returning anything or not. In the absence of this statement, indicates that I'm returning nothing. That is what I mentioned here. If I want to return something, and this is what I change the whatever I'm returning it. Since 0 is of integer type, I'm returning int. You can say, you can also use like function. I'm writing a function demo which generally when called returns a floating point value, this 1.2. So whenever I call float this demo function, I get a value 1.2, and since 1.2 is a float, I'm mentioning the type of this value as float. So if see k is equals to demo, print k, printf k, this indicates, so since here I'm calling, when from compiler's perspective, here the compilation code, I mean the the compiler starts with main functions as I have declared here, and then initializes declares a static variable, static space to store I, j, n, and k values. And since we are taking inputs, this is all junk code. I'm just removing it. Int k. So I'm declaring k. As you can see, k is a variable. Memory space is allocated to k. Memory space is allocated to k. And when we call this demo function, the control of the compiler goes to this demo. And I'm returning float, right? I have to mention this as float because the we are returning 1.2, but we are mentioned int. So therefore, since the int can store only whole integers, there will be a mismatch. So I'm just changed it. And when I call this demo function, this function, the control goes to this function, and the code present in this function is executed. And since the only operation here is to returning 1.2, k is k is printed. K is print. K 1.2 is returned to k, and k is printed here. When we run, oh, well, 1 second. What's the error? See, as you can see, the 1 point return is, what's the error? See, this is one such error, as I said previously. Type implicit mismatch, conflicting type for demo function. This is what it takes. This is what it is. But this is what happens when the when ideally when we call demo, the it should return 1.2 to the k, and this k value should be printed over here. That's it, sir. Hello, sir. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Hello.
That's it, sir. Yes,
Is it
sir.
completed?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This is just the overview, sir.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
good.
I haven't
That's very good. And I just wanted to.
Yes, sir.
It is like an introduction to you ani anukunnanu, so that I have. Okay. And thank
Yes,
you.
actually, I haven't prepared much. Actually, yes, sir.
Yeah, no problem. But you
It
delivered.
was all.
You have delivered well.